When other countries are rising up, our democracy is sinking, our economy is sinking, our political environment is shrinking. Because we have one man show who prides himself as the one most very well educated. He prides himself as the alpha and omega of the education cream. But when you try to see where this education is, how can an educated person who claims to be the highly educated completely mutilate free primary education? Why would a president who is so educated not have concerns with the university system? I thought by now, being so-called the PhD and the researcher, he would have encouraged our university to be institutions of research. But what has he done? He has completely killed the education system. The whole system has collapsed. So I have nothing better to say about Mr. William Ruto. Is a disaster. The legacy that he would leave is that of disaster, is that of dilapidated economy, dilapidated democracy, serious erosion of the rule of law, degrading of our constitution and constitutionalism, blatant and deliberate killing of our institutions, independent institutions that supports our democracy. Should leave a legacy of a president who was deliberately involved in mutilating people's lives, a president who would leave a legacy of corruption. His hands and those of his henchmen can be traced in all the government projects, including the botched free or rather subsidized fertilizer, the fictitious housing, affordable housing project. He has completely eroded our country and our democracy. 3 years of William Ruto, they are laced with deliberate killing of our institutions like parliament. Zero accountability, zero transparency, and only engaging in those projects that would have self-direct benefit to him. So, Dibal, it's unfortunate that we have to speak about Mr. William Ruto. I wish we'd be speaking about Mr. William Ruto and his legacy when he's out of office. Look at what he has done with ODM. He has gone to bed with ODM, well knowing that ODM is holding the minority leadership in parliament. So that the question of accountability and so that the question of transparency and oversight can lose its meaning in parliament. Because he simply wants to do things without being questioned. Let's come and see how Mr. William Ruto has deliberately undermined institutions. Look at the institution like that of the High Court. Article 23 provides that if anyone's rights have been violated, including the rights under Article 26, the rights to life, including the rights to life, if they have been violated, the remedy under Article 23 lies in the High Court. But what has he done? To circumvent accountability and transparency, to circumvent the ability of the High Court exercising its powers under Article 165, which provides that any person who feels that his rights have been violated, threatened, denied, or infringed, can through Article 23 go to the High Court and petition for the redress of those rights. He has decided to create a separate non-existing entity and constitutional entity called what I have heard my friend Frederick referring to it as a panel of experts led by Makai Mutua. to look into the compensation of rights under Article 23. Yet that is a preserve of the High Court. So it's a disgrace to have Mr. William Ruto as a president at this time. Look at what he has been doing. He goes to look at our foreign policy. He has completely undermined our foreign policy. And that is why today our sovereignty is subject of debate in the US Congress. Because he has failed to uphold the known tenets of foreign policy. One day he's going to Beijing, the other day is in Moscow, the other day is in Washington, all having serious implication in our socio, political, and economic dimensions. Look at what he has done when he went to see when he went to Beijing. He made a statement that is rather laughable, that Kenya is now part and parcel of the architects of the New World Order. And he was talking to the president of China. Yet when you look at China, some of the corporations that are partnering with us in Kenya, they have a bigger GDP than that of our country. And then you can have the guts to say that Kenya will be at the architect of the New World Order. Why is Kenya subject of debate today in Congress? It's subject of debate today in Congress because Mr. William Ruto has deliberately undermined Article 1 of the Constitution, the sovereignty of our people. Today, insecurity is at its highest order. I have heard them trying to justify that free fertilizer or subsidized fertilizer has increased food production. May I mention that in Kirinyaga County, where I come from, we have about six maize flour millers. And they are now dominant maize flour millers with high stake players in the economy, in the flour industry. But you'll see vehicles ferrying maize with Tanzanian registration all the way to Kirinyaga. Where is that subsidized fertilizer? Where is the impact of the subsidized fertilizer? Where are we still importing the grain? The other day, Mr. William Ruto shamelessly and his government, even without understanding that Mwea paddy fields, they have just harvested rice. Because of his own selfish interest, he decides to open up the market for importation of rice. Yet he was claiming that through subsidized fertilizer, we have been able to increase rice. Look at the question of the Vision 2030. It is where Kibaki left it. It is where Kibaki left it. Look at the LabSet project, a corridor that would have offered serious economic interventions in this country is now lying in dilapidation. Look at Takwedam, zero impact. Look at Konza City, one of the biggest players of Vision 2030. Today, if Konza City was up and running, if the billions being stolen in the name of affordable housing were to be invested in Konza City, the youth who are now going to the streets would have had an alternative place of employment. How many youths would be employed if Konza City was up and running? How many would have been employed by LabSet project? How many would have been employed by other flagship projects if they were up and running? I sum up by saying the only legacy William Ruto has for 3 years is a disastrous, destructive, oppressive, extractive legacy. It's a tragedy to have William Ruto at this time when other countries are rising up. Our democracy is sinking, our economy is sinking, our political environment is shrinking because we have one man show who prides himself as the one most very well educated. He prides himself as the alpha and omega of the education cream. But when you try to see where this education is, how can an educated person who claims to be the highly educated completely mutilate free primary education? Why would a president who is so educated not have concerns with the university system? I thought by now, being so-called the PhD and the researcher, he would have encouraged our university to be institutions of research. But what has he done? He has completely killed the education system. The whole system has collapsed. So I have nothing better to say about Mr. William Ruto. He's a disaster. I pen off.